Hey, good morning. It's Pastor Pete. I was really watching Pastor Nick's Devotional yesterday, and I love the way he talked about the gospel. And here at Grace, we love to talk about the gospel. And it reminds me of some things I want to talk about today. There's what I consider kind of an amazing statement in Hebrews chapter 2, verse 11, where it says that Jesus is not ashamed to call us his brothers and sisters. I mean, he said, we're family. Now, I think that's amazing because Jesus is in heaven at the right hand of the Father, crowned with glory and honor. He could easily think, well, he's glad to be out of here. He lived in this world for 33 years or so. He lived in this fallen, sinful world. He said, woo, I did the time, I'm done. And that bunch down there, like Peter who denied me 3 times, I'm glad to be away from them. They look funny, they smell funny, I've had it with them. But no, he's very attentive to us. He's not done with us because he died for us. He purchased us with his own blood. He's attentive to us as he is to his own body. Remember in the book of Acts, chapter 9, when Jesus calls to the Apostle Paul. He wasn't Paul yet, he was still called Saul, persecuting Christians. Jesus knocks him to the ground and says, Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me? But you see his thoughts there. Jesus is thinking, anything you do to any Christian, you're doing it to me. That's how connected he is. That's how close he feels to us, how much we mean to him. And Jesus also, and we talked about this, I think, a couple of weeks ago in Ephesians 5, Jesus views us as his bride, his beautiful bride, full of splendor, beautiful, no defect. We look at ourselves and say, we're full of defects. But because of the blood of Christ and cleansing us from our sin, Jesus can look at us as we will be when we're presented to him in glory. And according to the future that he's won for us. We are, like as they say, bone of his bone and flesh of his flesh. We are united with him. If a man were married to a woman, say she came from a very poor background, and she didn't bring any kind of like social prestige or money or riches to their marriage, but if that man somehow, through a set of circumstances, were to become king, then it would be to his honor to advance her, to say, come with me, we're going to be king and queen together. Not to leave her behind in the dust and say, well, I'm going on to better things. But no, she is his beloved wife. She is elevated with him. See, Jesus is never going to forget you day-to-day life. He's, quote-unquote, up there while you and I are still down here. But listen, Jesus never forgets you. You are so dear to him. You are his beloved spouse. As the church, we are the bride of Christ. We are members of his own body, and he will return for you, that you may share in all his heavenly, his riches, his splendor, his power. Everything that he has will become yours, and you will be with him and see his shining, smiling face. He really loves you. Amen.